Today on Uncommonly Good MTG, we're playing with an Izzet deck that is known as Massively Exploding Scrap, something like that. Yeah. So what is it? It's just like we're playing with a deck that turns your otherwise useless junk into relatively beefy and semi-hasty creatures. Is that enough to win? More times than not, yes. Stay tuned to find out more. Hello and welcome to Uncommonly Good MTG. I'm your host, recently voted 2024's most awesomest dude by Top Shelf Honey magazine, Dr. Yukon Suck It. Yes, thank you. Film before a live studio audience. Thank you so much. Yukon Suck It. Word to your mother. So I'm broadcasting to you today from my secret underground headquarters, and I'm bringing to you a deck I found over on the Aether Hub, hosted by MagicDeckAnalisis, called Charata Explosiva Full, which I believe stands for Full of Explosive Scrap. That sounds right. Based upon what's going on, absolutely. So the big deal was I wanted to play with Tezzeret. A couple days ago, I'm like, oh, Tezzeret sounds so much fun. Why? Because he takes little icons and turns it, or little artifacts, and turns them into 4/4s, right? Just 4/4 creatures out of nowhere, right? And so I found this deck, and I just thought, oh, Tezzeret, Zoetic Glyph, Surge Engine, I don't even care what the rest of it's playing. That's enough for me. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to go ahead and play this deck today. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to take a look at the cards in this deck. We'll talk a little bit about what the deck should do, and then we'll go out and we'll crush some hopes and dreams. So what do we got here? We've got this thing puts out an Investigate, so a clue token. And then once you have 3 artifacts, then you can pay 3 to turn one of them into a 4/4 flying bird. And, you know, it can attack immediately, provided it happens on the turn after when the artifact comes into play. So it's kind of hasty, and it's a flying, and it's a 4/4, which is great. What does this guy do? Puts out an artifact. What does this guy do? Put out an artifact. What does this guy do? He is artifact. Is an artifact. Puts out an artifact. Anytime an artifact is sacrificed, you get a Popo counter on this guy. This guy can shoot a planeswalker or a creature for 2. If you sacrifice an artifact, kind of like what this guy wants, then it becomes 4. Cryptic Coat turns the top card of your library into a 2/2, and then with this thing equipped on it, it becomes a 3/2. And it cannot be blocked, so it's an unblockable, which is fantastic. And then for 2, you can return the coat back to your hand, and you can play it again. You can use this to just keep putting dudes out over and over again. Zoetic Glyph turns one of your artifacts into a creature. This guy turns your artifacts into a creature. And Saheeli puts out flying Thopters, 1/1s, right? And they gain haste. Haste! And over here, we've got cards that put out little tiny artifacts. As you can see, that tends to be the theme we got. We got guys that put out little tiny artifacts. A lot of unblockable stuff going on between Surge Engine, the Cryptic Coat, and Gleaming Geardrake as a flyer. Plus all the little Thopters being flyer guys as well. We got a lot of evasion going on, and we got a lot of ability to turn them into 4/4s and 5/4s and things like that. All right, so that's pretty much it. What are we going to do with the deck? We're going to be getting out a bunch of guys, a bunch of token artifacts, turning them into creatures at hasty speeds, more or less, and going for people's throats. All right, before we go out there and do some damage, though, let's do as we do every night. Let's say our prayers and talk about what is best in life. Hands together. Dear Black King Toxrill, who dwells within the dark chambers of my heart, please hear my prayers and grant your blessings as we attempt to crush our enemy, see them driven before us, and to hear the lamentations of the women. All right, we were playing against Litmo 33. Alright, it's just a nice curve there, but of course we need to get 4 mana just to make it work. Let's hope we can grow some more mana along the way. Blue. Alright, we got something that's big and awesome. But unfortunately, it does not have haste. And we're playing against mono black again, somehow. Let's crew up, baby. Alright, so all my guys are big. He just took 3 for it. And he's down to 11. Alright. Pizza monster! I guess it's not pizza. That's a pie. Pie monster! Discover 3. Oh, look who it is. It's another flying guy. Alright, we got a guys at 3-2. I mean, we can kill Tenacious D, but what's the point? Need to pick up another mana. That'd be my real favorite thing to have happen here. There we go. Alright, you gonna kill the face down card? I guess you can't block it. All you can do is throw yourself in front of the 4-4. What do I got there? 7, 8, 8 points of damage against your 9. Suddenly my Spyglass Siren's looking really dangerous on the next turn. Alright, so choose. Do you want to try to go after my throat, or do you want to go after Tezzeret? And we win. That's all there is to it. Victory! Alright, we're playing against DehSeixas. DehSeixas. I keep... We're going to investigate. Alright, next turn we can throw ourselves a Geardrake and actually put it behind the wheel of that schooner. Or Cryptic Coat it. That sounds like fun too. All in! Alright, we got what it takes to be able to get this guy into a nice little 4-4. He's coming out slow. He's still trying to build up. He's trying to ramp is what he's trying to do. That's 5 out of 7. Epicure, one to the face. Get behind the wheel, baby. You're going driving. Tokyo Drift style. Alright, he's down to 6. Alright, so we've got, what, 3 he can't block and 4 he can't block. Now we don't have that anymore. Alright, it's got 2 guys that aren't doing anything. And I'm sure we can eliminate the rest pretty well here. Let's just do this. Yoink. Flyer. All right, here we go. And in for what? 7? Cool. All right, he's down to 2. Unfortunately, Bolt of Surge doesn't go straight to the face. I got to do it against somebody. He's got to get rid of face down at this point. He doesn't have anybody with haste. Yep, there we go. Or reach, that's what I'm saying. Victory! Alright, we're playing against Yawgmoth, 26. And it's a big stupid ring. Alright, what's our plan going forward here? Get out a nice colorless Thopter. I don't think that's enough, though, for this guy. Can't be activated by it. All right, let's go for red. We got enough blue. You want to pick on him, the 0-2? Of course you do. Explore! Alright, we're loading up nicely, actually. Remind me, I gotta tune up the Surge Engine before the end of his turn. Guess I don't. Let's get this guy out. Pop him in the face. Put him behind the wheel. And get it going. Alright. Okay, he's at 3 mana. That means he's been choking on lack of mana. He's at 4. Puts out a shoulder on it now. I'll be super pissed. Let's go, Yawgmoth. Your ring is stupid. How Look at Hubert over here. He's glorious, and he likes to eat energon. Do I kill that? You know what I get out of the deal? I get something. Discover. Yeah, that guy's kind of dumb. Let's get him pumped up a little bit. Pump. Cool. My turn. Who else wants to be awesome? Why you? You look like you want to be awesome. And you too? Yep. All in, baby cakes. No math! What do I got going on there? I got a 5 and a 3. Don't make me do the math. Just take it. I can see 8 right there. You got no mana. Alright, if you can try to rope me, Yawgmoth, that means you're a jerk. Alright, I rescind the jerk comment. You were just looking to make sure. Good for you, sport. Victory! Alright, we're playing against Sketch. Scuthretch. Alright, we'll keep it. Let's turn off the tree. Let me guess, Golgari again. Mono black again. All right, and let's pop this guy out there. There's our 3. And in for 1. All right, next turn we can have ourselves a 4/4 flyer, which is fantastic. Blood token this baby. Alright, you can go ahead and choose the block, the Voldaren Epicure, if you want. Don't pump, just kill it. There we go. So we are playing against Golgari again. That's all this deck plays against today for some reason. I mean, it's what is it? It's Golgari, black, green, black, Golgari. So, nuts, right? You got plans. You don't want to sacrifice your guys. You got things to do. Alright, you gotta come over and kill Tezzeret now. It's super important to you. You don't know about secret Tezzeret number 2 that's in my hand right now. There we go. Maybe you did know. Maybe you were listening. Victory! Alright, we're playing against Densha. Two colors. Alright, let's go. Mute up. All right, is he just playing mono white humans at this point? Ooh, Azorius humans maybe? All right, let's Gleaming Geardrake. Get it behind the wheel. I think it's been drinking. Sure, why not? Let's use this for the Filched Falcon. This guy wants to counter stuff. Dude, I got plenty more where that comes from. I will not play against counterspell decks, but I'll give you one more shot. If you try that again, I will exit this game. Let's do this. Pop. Zook up. All in. It's always disappointing when you actually get a land, isn't it? All right, let's go for the curse. Or the case. I can put that out. Cool. What else can I do? Is that only just one? Sure. All right, he's down 12. I'm at 13. He's popping for 4. He's got 6 at least. All right, so that's 7. That's cool, man. There we go. 1. Let's use that blood token. You're going to get behind the wheel. All right, so let's go into combat. Here we go. Next to attackers. 1, 2. All right, there we go. So we have the ability to block. All of our big dudes are still in the back. If he tries to attack us, he's got a serious problem. So yeah, he's in a problem now. He can't kill me, and if he stays behind, he's not making any progress. He's only got 1 man at this point. You gonna attack? I doubt it. There you go. You're just giving up at this point. All right. Now, hopefully, for 1 mana, you can't just untap all those guys. And we win. That's all there's to it. Victory! All right. So here we are with what appears to be full of explosive scrap, which I believe is how to translate it. And it was a good deck. It was a good deck. You know, it kind of reminded me a lot of the Platinum Mythic decks you play because it felt like it was lacking in a lot of areas. You know, but that's the thing with Black. It's not that you handle everything all the time, but that you're really kind of focused on what you need to do, and that most of the time it ends up working. And this particular deck, I end up getting a 67% with. So sometimes I felt like I was just getting slaughtered. Mostly when I was going against mono black. Whenever I was up against like Shouldered, there was nothing that could be done at that point. Shoulder's butt was too big. I can try to fly over the top, but usually the amount of damage I was dealing was, after the delta of getting him drawing cards, it was practically nothing. Shouldered was pretty much the kryptonite to this deck. So it was good. It was a good deck. It had a lot of explosive power, but it wasn't like almost guaranteed to win every time. It wasn't like a tier 1 deck with like a mono red aggro or something. No, this deck was down a little bit further than that. All right, let's talk about who was the MVP, who was the most valuable player. I like to say Zoetic Glyph, probably just because I like the art on it quite a bit. But really, I kind of think it was the Cryptic Coat. I like the fact that it cannot be blocked. And he's just got this guy that's like a 3/2 that can't be blocked. Reminds me a lot of Surge Engine, who's a 3/2 that can't be blocked. And the thing is, though, is you can return Surge Engine to your hand, or a Cryptic Coat back to your hand pretty easily, and just restart the process over again. So I gotta say, this whole deck is all about Zoetic Glyph and Tezzeret. There was somebody else in here that does the same thing, I think. Well, yeah, case of the Filched Falcon. All of those are really good at turning your little token guys into 4/4s of various types. It's great, as a matter of fact. But Cryptic Coat, on the other hand, I found it to be the most interesting. I like the art quite a bit. And I think overall, you were probably my MVP for this deck. All right, so Cryptic Coat, you are the MVP. Congratulations, you're going to Disneyland. Was this deck competitive? Like I said, I got 67%. So yeah, it's a competitive deck. It just didn't feel like it. Reason why is because I played like either Mono Black or Golgari like constantly for like 8 decks in a row. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7 decks in a row. It was just nothing but that. And every time Shouldered came out, this deck pretty much just died because we couldn't do anything about Shouldered. Shouldered was just too much for it. And when one card can completely shut down a deck, that is a sour feeling. So I don't feel 100% about this deck, but the stats don't lie. I mean, against a lot of decks, this did fantastically. 2 out of 3 is not bad. All right, was this deck fun? Yeah, I mean, what I liked is it was a good aggro deck in that you got guys out early. They were cheap. They were wussy. But then sometimes they grew. Sometimes they got better. Anything that's Surge in is fantastic. Like, to me, this deck was great because of 3 big decks. It was cards. It was Tezzeret, Zoetic Glyph, and Surge Engine. I almost didn't care beyond that what was in here. Ended up being the Cryptic Coat was fantastic. I kind of felt like Voltage Surge was a little underpowered for what we need. I almost feel like we need to do the one that does 5 damage, but minus the amount of casting cost for the number of attacking creatures. I think that would have been better maybe than Voltage Surge. I mean, sure, you can sacrifice your artifacts, which would then pump up the Geardrake, but I just didn't think it was that important. More likely, I needed to kill something that had 5, a big old 5 butt, and that was much more important to me. All right, so was it fun? Yeah, it was a fun deck. It was a fun deck. I liked it quite a bit. Was it interesting? Absolutely, it was interesting because it was all about converting artifact tokens into 4/4s and 5/4s and stuff like that, sometimes of flying. Yeah, that was really great. It was interesting that way. So, yeah, it was different from the meta. It's something we don't play. We're playing Izzet. I mean, it's been a long time. I used to love Izzet, but we're playing it just right now. I don't know what to say about it. I thought it was an interesting deck just because it wasn't one that we've seen in the meta very much. All right, so let's add that up. Was it competitive? Yes. Was it fun? Yes. Was it interesting? Yes. It just that it felt like sometimes it was nothing. Sometimes it was just embarrassing to play the deck. So I'm going to pull it back. Even though it deserves to be an A+ from my metrics, I'm going to pull it back to just a straight A, just because sometimes it just rolls over on its back and just takes it. All right, so straight A deck, still a great deck. Lots of fun. And if you decide to play with this deck, I hope that you have as much fun with it as I did. That is all for now. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure to like and subscribe. From all of us here in the secret underground headquarters of Uncommonly Good MTG, have a great day. In the words of my people, shine on, you crazy diamonds. Later.